Bree.
Hi.
Are you going to join our show? It's very casual.
Not tonight. I'm going to go have my dinners.
What's in Ben's cup?
By the way, we are live right now.
Not absinthe.
Oh.
Not absent. Oh, someone's drinking some zombies.
All right. You know what? I need a hat.
Thanks.
1 second.
I got a painkiller beer. It's actually really good from Frogtown Brewery.
Nice.
You come to our neck of the woods, Ben. We'll take you over once things are open.
I think she wants to stay with you.
Come on.
Come on.
Go.
Come on.
Go.
Come on. Come
It's a dog-friendly show.
Oh, wait. What is Katie drinking? What, Katie? We can't hear you now.
Yeah, you can get as tipsy as you want for this one, Katie.
Uh-oh. 1 second.
Hold on. I'm going to do an adjustment on my camera. Hold on 1 second.
Wait, why did you do the adjustment? Can we wave at the dog?
Oh,
let's pet the
dog. Kylie's 14 and a half, and she has liver disease and cancer.
Oh, no.
She just got diagnosed
last week.
She's got a little... We removed a mass out of the back of her mouth last week, and it's cancerous, so we have to take her in for radiation.
I got to say first, we
will do doggy prayers.
We got a couple of comments already, but Ben, if you need to make an adjustment, we'll wait.
Oh yeah, no worries. My audio should stay hot, but hold on 1 sec.
All right. For those of you who are watching right now, we are gonna. This is our very first live.
Can you hear me now?
Katie.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah. Good.
I pressed a button on my new headset and it made me mute. So.
Oh, no buttons. No buttons.
Yeah, I got this from our buddy Steven. He sold me this. So.
Did he really?
Yep. I needed a new headset.
However you say his last name.
Yeah, he was selling stuff, and I told him I wanted a new headset for streaming, and he sold me this. So now I have a built-in mic and a really good headset.
For those of you who are already watching, we have some people that are with us. We're gonna.
Oh, we are live.
Hey guys.
Oh yeah, we've been live.
Hey you guys.
We are live right now, and I think this is only appropriate for Mr. Red Cup himself. Red Solo Cup to begin our very first happy hour.
It's a lot of undue pressure.
Well, Ben, why don't you kick off our very first Con Guy? By the way, this is a joint Con Guy Scare Guy live podcast right now. It's our very first one, so we just want to try to get everybody in. We got a lot of people in right now giving comments, so we need to start our show. We'll let Ben start for us.
Hello, Adam Briggs.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the very first Con Guy Scare Guy Happy Hour Live. It's an interactive, casual-style podcast. This is inspired by those nights after we'd finish a Con Guy or a Scare Guy when we were live in the studio. And we'd film it up in the valley in Los Angeles here. And after each podcast, we would go over to Casa Vega, world-famous Casa Vega, and have some margaritas. And we'd continue our conversation from the podcast, just kind of casually among us. And we were thinking, hey, this would also be a good show. Like, we have the structure of the show, the Con Guy, the Scare Guy.
But just have
What?
It's a better show.
Yeah, maybe. Also, everybody's going to get liquored up during this one. So it's much more casual. And as Luke was floating by earlier, as always, here on That Hashtag Show Network, brought to you by Neft Vodka, reminding you, please drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. Everybody loves drinking. Drinking's fun. Everybody likes it. Do it responsibly. Don't be dumb. You're going to get yourself hurt. But if you do it responsibly, you can enjoy wonderful products like Neft Vodka.
So since you're watching the podcast during a happy hour, during which I will have a couple of happy hour beverages, stay home tonight. No need to be going out. Look who's back on the podcast. First time.
What's up? Sorry,
Where's Ryan? Maybe we need to have Ryan pop in.
This is popping onto the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, you never know who will show up. It's a live event, right?
Oh, is this what happens? Wait. Is this what happens when there's no Ryan? Yes, Brad?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need us some more Ryan.
So all of us have really dark lighting, and then there's Ben, who's like, "Hey, everybody, here's my Star Wars nerd den."
Here, let me see if I can get lighter.
I can turn off.
Mine might be a little too sinister.
I just think it's funny.
Oh,
we
there you
all
go.
have like this dark thing going on. This is my Twitch background, y'all.
Okay. Hey, let's get to a couple of people that have chimed in so far. Here's a very special guest to the show, Angela Relucio.
Hey!
What's up, Angela?
Miss you guys. I am on the East Coast time right now, so almost off to bed. Angela, if you're watching,
extraterrestrial.
yeah. Hey, Angela, we want to get you back on the show soon. Angela is. Yeah.
This is a cool feature. I like this whole thing here. This is awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
But if Angela, we need to get you back on the show, especially with Walking Dead starting back up. I know Angela's probably in Atlanta right now, down there in her very cool Walking Dead bed and breakfast, which is one of the coolest things I've ever heard about. All right. We also have Brandon Cam, happy hours. I enjoyed happy hours. Not as much as we do, but Brandon, if you ever catch us at one of the cons, come and find us. We will go out to a happy hour with you. But welcome to the show, man. So great.
That's not fair. That's not fair to tell him that he doesn't enjoy it as much as we do. I'm sure he enjoys happy hour just as much as we do.
This is true.
But see, this is the best way to do happy hour. We can all stay at home. We can all be safe. We don't have to drive anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
and still hang out
Is that
here.
the Dodger hat on Brandon? I like that with the D.
I like that. I like that Dodger hat. I was just about to say.
Silent. I like that a lot.
All right. From Brad, I was like, did Luke fall down? What was like before the show? Did you fall down, Cheese?
Well, maybe I did, or maybe I'm getting too shaky. I'm about to lose my camera here.
What's going on?
Sitting on
I'll be right
lunchboxes. It's
back.
sitting
This
on a
doesn't
Halloween
have
2 and
enough
Jaws
tequila.
lunchbox right now to make
Katie,
it higher.
that's a problem. By the way,
We're
we're
online
reminding
streaming professionals here at the Con Guy.
By the way, look, Adam Briggs is with us. I don't know the rules yet, but I can't help to comment. I'm working on getting an emotional support animal letter so I can get my doggy. Adam,
Doggy.
Yeah.
can I just say, Adam, it is so great to have you on tonight. Adam is a friend of ours. We met him. He's a friend of our friend Patrick Rieger. Hey, Adam, Patrick was staying with us last night. I had to get up at the butt crack of dawn this morning and take him to the air.
Air Force? Space Force?
Was he the guy with the jetpack? Is that
Okay,
your
can
friend?
we talk about that for a second?
He's the Rieger tier, like the
Am
rocket.
I the only one who thought Iron Man's real? Wasn't that the coolest thing?
Well, I've seen that before, but they're usually doing it at like the Grand Canyon or the Swiss Alps or something, not in federal airspace. Like that's dangerous, which is why they had to call it in and report it to,
For those who may not know what we're talking about, today over LAX, 3,000 feet right above LAX, there's a man with a jetpack on flying next to the planes. Only
Hey,
in LA, I'll tell you what.
Ben, there's someone hitting on you in the chat there in the
Oh
comments.
my goodness, who is this? Oh, wait.
The cute guy in the Cyclops hat, huh? Well,
For those who don't know, that's Ben's better half, much better half.
Also, Ben and I are wearing patterns. Like I'm wearing tie dye. He's wearing a pattern shirt, and you guys both have the Con Guy shirt on. So
Well,
I told him.
Yeah, he's got the old school. I got the new school.
yeah,
The old school, the new school 1985 version.
old school Con Guy. You've got Back to the Future Con Guy over. Wait, and
Happy 35, Back to the Future.
I got the anime represent today. So
oh, that's cool. Here, let me show you something else. And here is, for those of you who are unaware, that's new school Con Guy. Very cool.
Yeah. New school 1966 Con Guy.
So
Just,
there
Go
wasn't
ahead.
enough tequila, and now there's too much tequila in my margarita.
No such thing, Kate.
this
I
made me
know.
laugh.
but still.
Brad Everett, why is my head so big?
Well, Brad, it's because you're full of yourself, man.
Yeah, look at that. All those bracelets. Look at those lovely bracelets on his. Why don't you wear the bracelets anymore, Brad?
That's Rockstar Brad right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Let me see. Adam Briggs, again, I'm getting sentimental. I miss y'all that I know. and looking forward to meeting new peeps to me. Hey, Adam.
I like that stash, buddy.
Yeah, we're looking for Adam's an actor. He's an actor friend of ours. He's done a couple of cool plays recently. Adam, if you want to put in the comments the plays that you've done, because there's one that you did recently that was super interesting. But Adam is, like I say, he's a friend of our friend Patrick. Patrick is at Levi's wedding. We had to drop him off at LAX first thing this morning as we were finding out that there is a man in a jetpack flying overhead. Oh yeah, I know he's going to Levi's wedding. Cool.
Yeah, I saw the post about it, but I didn't actually read it, about the guy with the jetpack. He was just flying over. Is that what was going on?
They can't find him.
It's a setup. It's like a Tesla level technology company that makes these things, and they have wings on them. They go out 5 feet on either. Well, maybe not 5 feet, but. And so it's not like Rocketeer, it's just a jetpack and he's flying around. So it's kind of like a personal airplane that you wear on your back.
But it legit works. You can get high up in the sky to use it.
It was 3,000 feet.
Yeah, 3,000 feet. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Can you imagine being 3,000 in the feet of 3,000 of the feet, 3,000 feet in the air in just a jetpack?
No,
that's
because if it dies,
you die.
You're bye. Okay, that sounds fun. No.
By the way, It's a Wonderful Life, the radio play. That is the play that Adam just did this past year when last I saw him. Adam, I can't wait to see you in another play. See you in a play because I didn't make it.
You can see him on his Instagram reenacting scenes from famous movies. I saw him do a Dumb and Dumber, the ketchup and mustard scene, and he actually did it on green screen, actually sprayed it all over his apartment. So you can see on his Instagram page him reenact all these crazy scenes.
So for those
crazy guy
never been here before, we are part of what's called the conguy.com website, and we have a really cool podcast that we do right now currently that's on that hashtag show, the Con Guy Podcast. We also have what's called Don't Fear the Podcast. It's our horror themed podcast, which is also on that hashtag show. And this is our very first live stream. We just want to be able to, we've been pre-taping a lot of our shows recently, and we kind of miss the interaction with talking to people. So we said, we got to go talk to some people. We want to talk to people who might, the Con Guy said
I was commenting to Adam. I was saying, talk to Darian Hickman about support dogs. He managed to get a pit bull on a Southwest airplane. So if you're looking for an expert who knows about support dogs, Darian managed to do that. So,
and his dog's the worst dog in the world. I love his
friendliest, most untrained dog. I will say that.
It's a pit bull, and they went running through the aisles as they're taking off. Wait, what's this? Challenge, do you, hairy version of the scene, upload a diner background onto my screen? I have no idea what that means.
Oh. No, it's Dumb and Dumber.
You do the hairy version of the screen, the scene, I think he's saying, and you need to upload your background. Right?
Okay.
No, I gotta nominate the comments.
All right. Hey, let's go ahead. There are a couple things that it would be cool to talk about. Yes, we know you're not. Okay. Adam, I'm so glad you're here, man.
Harry Dunn. Mr. Harry Dunn from Dumb and Dumber.
If you're with us live, or if you're not with us live, we're recording this right now. It's on September 2nd, and the nerd and geek, let's just say the pop culture, the world suffered a big loss this weekend. Chadwick Boseman, who has been playing the Black Panther for Marvel, but he was also in a number of other films. He passed away super unexpectedly this weekend. Nobody knew, and I know that from what I understand, Marvel had no idea as well. Kevin Feige got an emergency email about 30 minutes before it was announced publicly. So can I tell you something? My heart right now goes out to the family of Chadwick Boseman, and I don't know about you guys, but that was a gut punch. That was like a big gut punch.
I didn't know he was sick. I don't think most of us knew.
No one did.
Nobody did. He didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Marvel did.
Oh, sorry. I did not mean to get excited. We have a guest but we'll finish this, and then I'm going to introduce.
Yeah, we're about to introduce our next. Hello.
It was I worked the day after. I was actually watching someone's Twitch stream when I found out. We all found out on Twitch live while my friend was streaming. And the next day I got to work and they had set up a little memorial for it's still up. And some customers actually bought Black Panther pops and added them to that memorial. We did not do it, and they bought them and set them up, and they're still sitting there. And when I got to work and saw the memorial, they told us we have a memorial up, went over to go see it, and I'm pretty sure every single one of us cried when we saw it. It's right outside. If you guys have been to the Funko Hollywood store, it's right outside the Black Panther set. There's the waterfall with the Black Panther, and there's a table set up right there with some of the candles that you don't actually have to light, like the ones that are like LED lights, and then those there sitting on the table.
Katie,
right
where's this Funko store at?
In Hollywood.
Okay.
Next to the Pantages Theater. So.
Yeah. Is this the only? How many? Are there a lot of Funko stores in the country? That you're aware of?
Only two. There's the one in Hollywood, and then there's the one at HQ in Everett, Washington, which opened 3 years ago last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, last week was their 3rd year anniversary. So,
hey,
yeah.
Before we go any further, I just want to say,
Anthony Massey in the house.
We are so glad that you're here. We're going to talk Halloween in just a second. Hey, Anthony, if you have any cool events coming up this fall to help us save Halloween, please let us know. We want to talk about those.
Let's have you back on this fall.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Ben, this is one of those things where everybody remembers where they were when they got the news. Like, how did this affect you and your home when you found out about Chadwick?
I mean, it was a shock. It was, and it's interesting, I just observed how myself, my wife, a lot of people we know didn't know the guy personally, just admired him as an actor, and a lot of us are super nerdy, so we of course loved Black Panther. My wife and I are an interracial couple. My wife is Black, and I remember when we went to see Black Panther and how it was such a big deal that that an all or primarily Black cast featuring Black lead characters in a superhero film, and that was being presented in this way, was so revolutionary and so groundbreaking. And I remember watching that movie and thinking, this is a huge cultural event particularly for African Americans. But Black folk all over the world. And I remember turning to my wife, I guess she was my girlfriend or fiance at the time. When did Black Panther come out?
Longer than that.
Yeah, I think
3 years ago?
I think it might have been before we got engaged, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I remember turning to
Civil
Bree.
War was 2016, so
Yeah.
I look it up while we're talking.
But I remember we got out of Black Panther, and I looked at my wife, my now wife, and I said, I'm just amazed at this movie, and it was such an uplifting thing that I'm glad that our kids, like my children, this is going to be something for them. This is going to be something that relates to their heritage and their ethnicity, and is something that is encouraging to make them proud. And then you go back and you look at, just as an actor, you look at Chadwick Boseman's work, and he was such a talented actor, and he was doing these movies in between surgeries and chemotherapy.
I know.
And keeping it a secret, not telling anybody, and going to hospitals and inspiring children, and being the lead of a huge culturally relevant film as far as Black Panther goes. It's hard. It's again, I didn't know the guy, but it's still like when you see somebody who had this much cultural impact, who is this talented, this giving of themselves, which we didn't know at the time. But you look back on it and you're like, my gosh, he was doing all this while having chemo, while having surgeries, while he was dying. He was doing all these things.
There's such an air of humility about this man and decency. There didn't seem to be an ounce of puffery in him, and that's what was so great. I remember it was the Comic-Con, Hall H Comic-Con, when they were introducing the cast of Black Panther. And I talked about this before, but this is something that I will never forget. I was sitting in Hall H. They were introducing the cast of Black Panther, and they showed the very first footage, the trailer for Black Panther. None of the cast had seen it. They had Chadwick Boseman, Lupita Nyong'o, the director is Ryan Coogler. Everybody was on the stage. It was a stage, and it was, like you said, it was almost 100% of an African American cast. And they're on the stage. This is 10 years after the start of the Marvel Universe, and they see the trailer, and nobody had seen it before, including the cast. The lights went down, and it was a moment when those lights came up, and the cast all jumped, grabbed each other, hugged each other. Tears were shed. I was one of the people with tears in my eyes thinking, this is such an honor and a blessing to be part of this moment, to be witnessing something that was – here's the deal. Not only was it a cool cultural moment, the movie kicked ass. It was an awesome film, probably one of the better ones Marvel's ever done. It actually raised – you know what? It proved that superhero movies could be more than spectacle. It actually had something to say and something to inspire us with. And when I went to see the movie, I went to see it with my very good friend Karen. I won't give her last name. I had to get her permission for that. She's a lawyer, and she's a darn good one. So, but I remember, and she's an African American woman, and it was a privilege and an honor to watch this movie with her. And you could tell it meant more than just seeing a movie. And for that, but he was, he was just such a good guy, and honor is. Last thing, did you see the tweet or did you hear the story about Angela Bassett? What she revealed. She came to speak when he was a student in college. She came to speak and she received her honorary doctorate at his college. It was a big honor for her, and she didn't know him at the time, but he was the person who escorted her to the stage and sat next to her during the graduation, and she got to know him there.
Wow.
And then Denzel Washington was his sponsor and paid for his tuition at the school.
Wow.
You talk about forces of goodness and great movements centering through one person. Wow. And I refuse to believe, I do believe he was taken too soon, but I refuse to believe that his life was, I refuse to believe he did not accomplish something great in his life, that it was like we all talk about, like, oh, he had so much more to give. Yeah, he did. But what he already accomplished at this point, you can say, you know what? He's done good. He did a great thing that, wow, this country needed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Somebody's mom's in the house.
Oh, my God. Oh, this is my mother is watching. Mom, what you doing up so late? I'm pitching, Mom.
This is the first appearance of Mary Jenkins Fry.
She's from Anderson. Oh, and Anderson. Oh, that's right. Chadwick Boseman is from Anderson, South Carolina, my home state. They're having a city memorial where underprivileged children will be invited to attend the movie of Black Panther. That's
awesome.
Thank you, Mom. By the way, before that goes away, that's a pic. If you guys are watching, that's a picture of my mom and a picture of my uncle who passed away this last year. So, anyways, love you, Mom. Thank you for watching. I'll try not to drink so much. This isn't beer, I promise.
There is also a lot of companies that I've been seeing them pop up on Instagram. A lot of companies that sell Black Panther merchandise, a lot of nerd companies that sell shirts and merchandise are donating to the Colon Cancer Foundation, research foundations and stuff, like some of their proceeds, which is really, I'm really happy to see that some people are like, you know what, we're going to do this and it's not try to make all, because there are companies, things are making money off of it, but I do appreciate that they're like, that's kind of like we need to do something else. So it's not just making money off of the fact that he passed. So that's been really encouraging too, to see all those companies be like 10% or 20% or 100% of all profits made on Black Panther merchandise is going to be donated.
Yeah. So. And your mom also made a Black Panther mask for you.
Oh, wait, I might have it. Wait.
Well, this might take a while.
You guys keep talking.
Yeah. But anyway, how old was he when he passed?
43.
43.
Wait, I got it. Look. Hey, Mom, this is the mask. My mom. Wait. I got to get used to which direction the cameras go here. But when the COVID started, went back in March when this first started, finding him. I don't know if you guys know, but I didn't have a mask laying around. I had to wear like a bandana. I looked like a gangster, and it was kind of fun. But like my mom made this mask for me. It was she made it, and she made it for a lot of people. It has you can't hear me now, but Mom, this is awesome. I still use it. She made Luke one too.
Yeah, that's a nice. I haven't seen a fabric like that.
Nice price
of
$5.
Well,
including shipping.
And she made the Star Wars mask, and she made the Marvel one. The Marvel one is out in my car. I've been wearing that one quite frequently. But anyways.
And I will say Black Panther is one of those movies, like I've been very surprised. It's like I can like watch it over and over again and not get like sick of it. Because there's certain movies like you watch and like, oh, I'll watch that again in a year. But it's a movie that like I could just stream it on Netflix like every week and not like feel sick of it. And it's just because it's so fun. It's a good story. It's just told so well. And the director, did the Creed movies. And I just think he's such a talented director. And I look forward to like the movies he continues to do because I've liked like the stuff he's been doing these past several years with both Creed movies and with Black Panther. And I can't wait to see what he does with Black Panther too.
Yeah.
Well, Mom and Adam are having a conversation right now. I love you, Mom. I love my mom. She's the best. Hey, Luke,
here's Adam's Instagram handle if you want to see those crazy videos we were talking about.
Oh, cool. Hey, one thing I do want to mention, and I want Ben to kind of follow up, but we're going to talk a little bit about some Halloween stuff right now because in my world, the Halloween season starts September. Actually, usually it starts the day after Comic-Con in August. There you go. But with no Comic-Con, I didn't have a marker for when Halloween started this year, so I guess it officially started yesterday. But Ben, we were talking. Ben, is it true that you've already started decorating?
Yeah, this weekend.
Me too.
Bree put up the decorations on the mantle and in the living room, and then I simultaneously put the Christmas lights and the Halloween decorations on the outside of the house because why the hell not? Like, so now we've got a big spider. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
We've got a big spider that says trick or treat on the front of our house, as well as Christmas lights, and they're all lit up because it's 2020.
It's 2020. Rules and time do not apply. Yeah. I had my first pumpkin spice chai like 2 weeks ago when it went live at Dunkin' Donuts, and everyone was like, Katie, it's 100 degrees outside. It's not fall. Fall is on the 22nd. And I went, it's 2020, y'all. Let me have my fall because summer was a wash.
Yeah.
So
whatever, just celebrate whatever holiday you want. It's 2020.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey,
but yeah, I have my little trick or treat mason jar that I got at Target for $1 last year. So
and she's drinking summer lemonade inside of it, I'm sure.
There is something though that we kind of did celebrate. I'm going to bring this up over here. This year, and Luke, Ben, Luke and Katie was with us but there's a big 45th anniversary of an awesome movie that we were celebrating this year, and we have done a series of podcasts about it. Tell us a little bit about it, Luke, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our latest podcast that just dropped this past Monday.
Yeah, so with the 45th anniversary of Jaws. Oh, look at that. So, yeah, this week was one of our most recent shows we did here with Kevin Pike, who also worked on the DeLorean of Back to the Future. He was one of the main people running the show. So the DeLorean became what it was based off the sketches, and he was controlling all the parts and things coming in. But he talked about how he basically got to start working on Jaws. He met Joe Alves, who was in charge of making the shark and doing all that while he was working at a restaurant. Like, I think he was like a busboy or something like that he was talking about. And then from there, he ended up getting a job on set, was making more money than everybody else that he was friends with on Martha's Vineyard, just working Jaws, learning everything he could, which led him to Hollywood. He worked on The Last Starfighter, and then he ended up working on Jaws 2, Return of the Jedi, which he calls Revenge of the Jedi because that's what it was originally called, and 2 of the Star Trek films, Jurassic Park, Fight Club, just so many credits that he's had, but he's been in special effects and things for so long. But very interesting interview. We put a lot of good clips and footage in that, so it's a very fun. And he works with screenwriters and people, like you could hire him to work on your scripts and pitches and things with you, but very intelligent guy, knows a lot about the industry, but one of our favorite shows we did. But I will also say, yeah, we have done, I think we're around 11 episodes of doing some just special fandom Jaws episodes for you for the 45th anniversary. So we had Carl Gottlieb, the writer, Joe Alves, I was already mentioning, who designed the shark himself. We have a couple actors. We have Jeffrey Kramer, who played Hendrix. We have Jeffrey Voorhees, who is Alex Kittner. And we also talked to Murray Hamilton's son. We also talked to there's a guy we call Hambone. This is an episode coming out too. It's going to be an unrated episode, uncensored, because he's got Martha's Vineyard talk on him and just tells you how it is, but very entertaining. You're not going to want to miss this one. But we're still releasing some of these episodes. But we had Greg Nicotero from a previous episode we did a Creep Show. Katie did that with us, and we kind of talked about some of the stuff he's did because he restored the only remaining Bruce from the original mold, which I hope now they made more molds for that to make future sharks. But it was in a junkyard here in Los Angeles, and I think it was like Sun Valley or something like that, and they restored it completely. It's going to be able for you to see when things open up. Hopefully it's going to be in December. You're going to be able to see Bruce the Shark himself, and just so many
the motion museum that's opening up. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences over on Wilshire Boulevard in Hollywood.
Is it a new museum?
Yeah. Well, it's an expansion off the side of the LACMA, Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So it's like a... Gotcha.
He got us. Well, let's make him speak. Like, what did you're probably the Quinn of her group? What did you think of the Jaws interviews? You're a big part of these, Ben.
What
did you think of the Jaws? You were there. Come on, don't lie to me.
I don't know what you're talking about. No,
it was like almost every day. Ben's like, "There's another one today." Like, oh, all right, I'm ready.
It's like, what? We're doing another one. They were all good. I missed a couple of them, just because I couldn't get the scheduling right. But they were all good. But my two favorites, I would say, were Joe Alves and Carl Gottlieb, because I love talking to like old Hollywood guys. You know, like these guys were making movies back in the 70s and 80s, which is all the movies I grew up on. And just being an actor and having been on sets, having been at Paramount and Warner Brothers and working on professional movie sets, and then hearing these guys being like, we all stayed in one room and we were like, building it out of old boat parts and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, this is real, like old school filmmaking. I love this kind of stuff. So, and then just talking to Carl Gottlieb about how he came up and he was doing improv comedy, but he was super political and all this kind of stuff. And they hired him. He was hired as an actor on Jaws first, I think. And then they gave him a pass on the script and he ended up doing the screenplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg wanted him on set to be there to like, can you help? Like, I'll hire you as an actor, but I want you to be able to help the actors improvise and do all that, because he's a big time. He does a lot of like improv and stuff in his acting and came with that background. But yeah, totally. And then he kind of did I forget what he called it, but like he looked at the script, kind of gave his opinion, wrote it out, and then ended up in a pitch meeting with Robert Zanuck and all that, and David Brown. And then next thing you know is he's flying off to Martha Vineyard the next week with Steven Spielberg.
And he was roommates with Steven Spielberg while they filmed the film.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
And that improv, obviously something that Murray was not a fan of. We recently interviewed David Murray.
You're not grab him by the collar.
Yeah, who is the son of, what's his dad's name?
Murray Hamilton. So we have
Murray
David
Hamilton. That's who
Hamilton.
Murray Hamilton. We interviewed David Hamilton, who's Murray Hamilton's son. Murray Hamilton is the actor who did not care for improv, and Richard Dreyfuss doing it on set.
He played the for, I'm sure everybody knows, but he played the mayor of Amity with those fantastic jackets.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
Those fantastic jackets that I recently commented on when we were watching the movie.
Oh yeah. Katie, yeah, we just watched. We had a screening of it, over at a screening room with our buddy Stephen Lemieux. Is that how you say Stephen's last name?
Stephen, how do we say your name? Yeah.
Stephen. But anyways, the Jaw stuff was awesome. If you guys didn't get a chance, right now, this past week, we just dropped the Kevin Pike interview, and it was just so cool. He was the guy that had to replace the teeth every night in the shark because why?
People would steal them.
To get free drinks or get the ladies.
To get the ladies at the bar, he would take the shark's tooth every night, and so every morning, it's a brand new tooth has to be put in the head of the shark.
Did it work? Because
I guess so.
Obviously, the tooth wasn't replaced. So
if someone was like, "Hey, look at this awesome shark tooth," I don't think I would be like, "Oh, really? Cool," and keep talking to them. I think I'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna."
Yeah.
Katie, it was 1974 on Martha's Vineyard.
Oh wait, we got.
Everybody was. True, it is at Martha's Vineyard, so that's probably why.
Who's that?
Yes.
What?
Let's unmute this man.
Oh, where'd he go?
Hey, he went away.
Back. Oh. That was fun.
Come back, it was a wild Ryan.
That was Ryan. I want Ryan to come so we can talk Star Wars news because we have some cool Star Wars news that happened just today.
He heard Star Wars. I was like, I gotta get on there.
Don't say con guy 5 times or something will get you.
Say Ryan guy. Come on, Ryan, try it again.
Come back, Ryan.
Rilo Red, where are you at?
We're gonna hold the Star Wars conversation until Ryan gets on. But Luke, real quick, what's the the reason we have so many Jaws podcasts is just we're giant fans, especially Ben and Luke are huge fans. Did I say Star Wars? No, Jaws.
Oh, you said Jaws.
Jaws, and we were able to.
You had problems with knowing the anniversary. You said 35, 45, 55. So whatever it is to Jim, I guess it is, But
I called it the 55th anniversary, the 35th anniversary, the 45th anniversary. Luke kept on trying to edit it out and make me sound.
Here we go again.
Are you commenting on all of our live feeds?
What else are we broadcasting on?
Yeah,
tonight is just
Facebook and
YouTube. Yeah.
We got a whole 6 people watching right now.
But we're actually we got 7.
I don't know which one you guys are talking about, YouTube or Facebook, because on Facebook it says 3.
3 on Facebook, and it says 3 watching now on YouTube.
Okay.
But there's 2 different Facebook locations we're broadcasting on.
2 different Facebook
locations.
3 different locations on Facebook. We are on we're on the Scare Guy page. Yes, we are. Gosh. We are on the Contact page, and we're on. We got to do a shout out. We're on to the horror. We're on the hashtag shows horror page.
Show. Awesome.
So, what?
I mean, for our first one, hey,
Hey, come on! Hey, we got 9. We're going up.
Yeah.
There we go. We're gonna be.
I mean, we've got more than just Brad,
10.
So
we got 10.
Yeah.
It's
11:40, which is some of our parents are on that coast, so a lot of them are sleeping, except for your mom.
Does this mean that we're more entertaining with alcohol?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the deal, though. We went to 10, and we quickly went down to 9.
Here. He hasn't left yet. We're interested.
He's still here on YouTube.
Adam, he's on YouTube. So, no, it was funny. We went up to 10, then we dropped to 9, which meant somebody accidentally saw us and said, nah, So, if we're going to give Ryan another 5 minutes.
We just dropped 2 viewers. Stop talking about him.
All right. So Luke, real quick, what's you have a cool Jaws episode that's coming on this weekend this week as well. I think it's Thursday, right? Dropping on Thursday.
Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We had Let's Talk Jaws live. They have their own Facebook group. They talk Jaws all the time, but Michael Smith and Jay Smith, not related in any kind of way, just giant Jaws fans. They do a weekly show on Thursdays where they go live and they talk to the fans. They have special guests and everything, but we got connected with them through one of our PR guy that helps us out, Steve Joyner. Shout out to Steve Joyner.
Yeah.
But he connected us, and they actually connected us too with David Hamilton. So we thank you. Let's Talk Jaws with that as well. But we talked with them and had a great time. They're fun people, so definitely check out their show, but especially check out our show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'll be posting about that, but it was
they were super fun. They weren't just a little bit fun. They were super fun. There's a reason why that show has taken off and become so popular with the Jaws community. Those guys, wow, they were so good.
Yeah, and Michael Smith isn't just a fan. He also wrote a book about it and is known in kind of the Jaws community because he wrote one of the books about the making of Jaws. So he's connected. He did that, and he also kind of wrote, I think, like a recent update or a forward to a new book, which we talk about there. So you have to check that out. But he's very connected within that community. So he's not just a fan, but he's part of it.
Yeah. Hey, 1 second. I lost.
Oh, is Brad back? What's he saying now?
Oops. Now everyone wants to come to YouTube.
Oh, we got 10 now. Look at that.
Hey, Brad.
So, while we're talking about horror stuff, though, did you guys hear about the Freeform event that was announced this week?
Yes.
Did you guys hear about it?
Why don't you tell us about it? Because I think it's cool.
Normally if you guys, if our viewers or you guys have heard by now, every October, Freeform, formerly ABC Family, does 31 days of Halloween or 31 nights of Halloween where they're showing Halloween content for 31 days. This year they are doing an event, which is going to be a drive-through outdoor immersive experience. And it's going to be, it says on the website or press release, it says it's an outdoor immersive experience all behind the wheel of your car. Drive through, if you dare, the worlds of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus, and other spooktacular surprises filled with games, performances, and prizes. So the website tells us that tickets will be released September 12th at 10 a.m. You can sign up for an email newsletter for more information, but it's part of their 31 Nights of Halloween event. It will be taking place October 2nd through 4th.
It's just one weekend.
Yeah, and so I'm sure it's going to sell out instantly.
I'm on the wait list because I got on the wait list last year because they had a really cool event over in downtown Hollywood. It was, but I guess, Katie, does it tell how much the tickets are?
I didn't see it on there. Hold on.
$0. It's absolutely free. Yep.
Nice, which is way better than the Stranger Things drive-through experience that's also coming.
Let's talk about that. Hey, by the way, it's the free.
Hold on, Ben has a reaction to that. Free tickets? What?
No, but the Freeform one is happening over at happening in Heritage Square over there in South Pasadena, which is a place in Los Angeles with a bunch of giant Victorian mansions all gathered together. It's kind of like a walk-through museum. It's really cool.
Nice.
Okay, wait, cool. And we're going to get some updates from Brad in just a second. But Katie, what were you mentioning about Stranger Things?
So Stranger Things is also doing the Stranger Things The Drive Into, which I found was a clever name considering that it's the upside down normally. It's coming in October, but tickets are sold out up until January. It's various dates up until then. But yeah, you can basically, the only thing that's kind of I'm not really a massive fan of on this one is that it's still kind of charged per person, even though you're in your car. Yep. So it's standard access of 2, 3, 4, or 5 plus per a car, starting at $89 for 2 people. If you have 5 people, it's going to cost you, I think it's like $200 something. So I don't really know how I feel about that, because it's like it should be charged per car. I don't think it should be charged based off how many people are in your car, but it's still working. People have sold out tickets up until January, but they have standard access, and it's a hour immersive driving experience. And then VIP access is also available, which is like upwards of $300 something if you have 5 people. But you get like on that one, you get like a mystery box of swag, snacks, and a non-alcoholic drink, and then like a fast track basically entry. So it sounds pretty cool, but we don't know a lot about it yet. We just know it's going to be Stranger Things related.
I know it's in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, they have an official website, which is it's a Fever Up page, but if you type in Stranger Things the drive into, it'll pop up on Google. So but
if you are watching on the Scare Guy Facebook page right now, it's a couple of items below. We have a link there and an advertisement for it. Hey, but Katie, did you hear about the Haunted Hayride?
So,
Katie,
how they're still gonna happen?
No, they're doing the same thing. They're doing a drive-through Haunted Hayride. Drive-throughs are all the rage this year.
A drive-through haunted hayride.
Yeah, so it's a lot less expensive than Stranger Things. I guess everything's less expensive than Stranger Things. By the way, Stranger Things, folks, if you're watching, if you're one of those 6 people out there watching, hey, press passes for these 4. We will sing your praises. But no, the Haunted Hayride, they're having their own drive-through experience, and I think it's in Griffith Park, but I may be wrong because I was reading and maybe you go to Griffith Park and they take you to somewhere else, but it's the same thing. And we're going to talk.
It's not where it normally is.
I don't know. I've got to find out more information about that. I also know that we always talk about like every year we go to Halloween Horror Nights here in Los Angeles, and we go to all the events, and then we fly over to Orlando and experience, because like Orlando and LA are like the two axes on the Halloween spectrum. Like they're competing with each other for the king of Halloween. And Orlando this year, in both coasts have canceled all Halloween Horror Nights events, which I'm very sad about. Oh my gosh! But I understand. Disney has canceled all their Halloween events. Universal has all the big events, but Orlando is starting to be like LA, and like they have an event called Screamin' and Streamin', which we were talking with a little bit on social media today. That's happening. It's the same type of thing. It's like a Stranger Things type drive-through event, and apparently they have a bunch of events happening in Orlando like that. So let me throw this out to the panel. What do you guys think about these drive-through events happening this Halloween?
They're gonna be car accidents.
I think.
Oh yeah, someone's
gonna be
like,
interesting.
oh, shit, and then they're gonna like hit the pedal to them, and then like hit somebody probably.
Well, I'm
hoping it's gonna be things where you park for a second, things happen, and then yeah. But
I remember the Hayride one. Now that I'm remembering, it is actually you drive in, and they have big movie theaters screens set up at different places. It's a virtual experience where you're parked, and you can either buy rows 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, 6, and you get certain rows. Things are happening on the screen. Nobody is driving or leaving their car while this experience is happening. So it's a drive-in.
Yeah, which I mean, I went to the drive-in for New Mutants, so I mean, drive-ins are happening anyway, so might as well use it some more, the technology more. So.
Yep. You just said New Mutants.
I did, yes.
We are going to talk. By the way, before we go that direction, let's put a pin in that conversation because I do want to talk about that. But this week, speaking about the drive-ins, I'm going to show you guys a picture here. Just yesterday, we dropped a very cool podcast with the king of Halloween himself, Sean Clark. Now, if you guys don't know who Sean Clark is, you can be forgiven for that because he's more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. He runs a lot of what happens at Halloween conventions and horror conventions here in Los Angeles. He was the organizer of Halloween 40th anniversary, 35th anniversary. I know he did the 25th anniversary. If there was a 30th anniversary, I'm sure Sean's the one who did it. He has a series of videos called Horror's Hallowed Grounds on YouTube. Just look up Horror's Hallowed Grounds, where he goes to all the filming locations of all your favorite, most iconic horror franchises from the 60s through now. And he has a brand new podcast called The Thing with Two Heads that he does with Chris Nelson. Chris Nelson is a famous makeup and sculpting guy. He was part of the team that delivered the Halloween Michael Myers mask for the most recent Halloween film. So, and he's working on the next one. They can't talk about it. So we had him on the podcast yesterday. What'd you guys think about him? And then we can talk about his opinion of these drive-through attractions.
He was a blast because he's very much like, he's a no bullshit kind of guy.
Yep.
So he just
no punches.
He doesn't pull any punches, but he's just genuine. He's cool. And if he thinks something sucks, he's like, yeah, it sucks. I mean, some other people probably like it, but yeah, it's not for me. And, I try to be a little bit more, I don't know. What's the word?
Diplomatic?
Diplomatic. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I try to be a little more diplomatic because I don't want to, I know people can get offended if you don't like something they do or whatever. And I try to avoid that because here at the Con Guy, we want to be very encouraging. And if you like something, you like it. And that's good for you. Whenever somebody's like, hey, I love that movie. And I'm like, I didn't like that movie, but good for you. You had more fun in life than I did. Vice versa. But yeah, he was a lot of fun, and he loves Halloween and horror stuff. He loves records and he loves Kiss.
Yeah.
And, he's just, so much about him is right up my alley that I just dug talking to him. So he was a lot of fun. You have to watch the show. It's a good show.
I want to go have a beer with that guy.
Yeah.
I really do.
I love how he kept turning around hold on. I got this movie here. Yeah, this one here. And then he kept turning around, holding up stuff. But yeah, it was a fun show. And it was even kind of fun to talk. I guess he has a feud with Michael Myers guy that just showed his mask for a second. But unfortunately, he wanted to kind of make peace with it. But there's some feud currently going around. We did address some of that.
Yeah, and then during the interview, Jim is like, you should ask this question. I was like, Jim, I have no idea what this question is about. I'm not going to ask it because I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's some sort of, he's got some kind of feud with a guy that played Michael Myers in one of the old movies. When they ripped Michael Myers' mask off, it was his face on screen for a half second. Yeah, and apparently they've got some sort of feud going, and this guy's really upset about it, but
well, I don't know if it's a feud because a feud involves two people from two sides fighting. It's more of a guy sitting there what the heck, being ambushed. But I can't say that for sure. And because of the legal situation there, I know he couldn't talk about it a lot. But to what Ben's talking about, there's a man. His name is Tony Moran. No disrespect for Tony. Tony is the one who played the face of Michael Myers in the original 1978 movie, John Carpenter's original Halloween. And over the years, he and Sean have had a little bit of a falling out. Sean used to represent him. He was a client of Sean's. And I guess I don't want to go into a lot of detail. That if you go to
you've said too much already.
I know the thing with two heads. They go into a little bit more detail about what's happening there because apparently Tony has shown up and verbally berated Sean, and it's just not a good situation. So I don't want to say anything right now to get me in any kind of legal trouble.
No, I think the biggest trouble you got in is not knowing that there's differences in the members of KISS, and you.
That was my fault.
Hey Ben, ask this question, and you totally did not know who. Oh wait, Gene Simmons is the same as Paul Stanley, right?
I didn't say that. All KISS members look alike to me. I'm sorry.
Wow, Jim.
Wait. Is Jim being Wendy Williams right now? Wait, Wendy Williams, doesn't she snap a little bit? And
allegedly.
I gotta say allegedly. So allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Brad had some stuff to say earlier too. Did you want to put that up?
Yeah, we're going to come back and talk a little bit about Halloween in just a second, but Brad has some cool stuff here. I'm going to start right here because, as everybody knows, a couple weeks, was it last weekend or 2 weekends ago, DC and Warner Brothers put on this big thing called DC Fandom, which is basically their Hall H presentation at Comic-Con on speed. They had all the TV shows, movies, trailers, everything was dropping that day. Did you guys? It also happened to be Ben's birthday party day. Remember that?
No.
That was cool.
Yeah,
wait,
he does it.
Ben,
he was having 1:51 by like 10 a.m. So
yeah. Ben had the coolest birthday party because we have this thing called coronavirus, which makes birthday parties kind of suck. But Ben's lovely wife put together a cool staged birthday party where you'd have so many people show up at a certain time.
He was on a stage.
Yeah, Ben and Bree were up on a stage. I mean, they have a stage in their backyard anyways for themselves.
Yeah.
It's a deck.
It's a performance stage. He's a musician.
It's a deck that's not connected to the house.
That's true. It's not connected to the house. It's at the back of the backyard.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. We have used it for a stage before.
It was CleaverCon.
Well, Ben, tell about your party real quick, and then we'll go back to Brad's announcements here because they're pretty cool.
Yeah, no, my wife did an awesome job because she, we were sitting up on the deck, and then we had the yard quartered off into 4 sections with caution tape, basically. And then we would have people come over in 2-hour blocks, and we would have basically no more than 4 people during one 2-hour block, and we would have them all. Everybody had to wear face masks, and you had to sit in basically the corner of your block. So everybody was absolute minimum of 6 feet apart, but actually more than that. And then we all just sat back there and had some drinks. We had some prepackaged snacks, like the store-bought packaged snacks, like Lunchable type stuff, and individual drinks and Capri Suns and stuff like that. So it was all, nobody had touched anything, and it was all individually packaged. So, we just sat and it was BYOB, and we ate and drank and chatted, and that's what we did.
It was fun, man. It was great fun.
And Jim and Luke stopped by, and Katie didn't.
Yeah,
I know. Sorry.
You had a Zoom for everybody that night that couldn't stop by, right?
I did have a Zoom call, later in the evening.
He was propped up for that one, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, it was actually, I had a few drinks during the day, but didn't have too much. But it was sitting out in the heat because it's been so hot and humid in LA the last couple of weeks that we were in the Zoom call, and then it accidentally got closed out. And then everybody was like, oh, we'll all log back in. And Bree and I were like, nah, we're going to go lay down for a bit because we are wiped out. So, so the Zoom call ended up being about 45, 50 minutes. I think it was supposed to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But man, the nap was well needed and appreciated.
That's cool. It was a lot of fun. It was very innovative. You guys did a good job with that. Because
thank you.
If you got to have a birthday during this sucky virus, what better way to have it than a rotating party throughout the day? That's pretty cool.
They found the vaccine during the party. It was very innovative.
So, that being said, the DC Fandom was happening on that day, and they had I showed up, and they had just dropped the Wonder Woman trailer. They had just had the Suicide Squad panel, which was fantastic. I don't know if that was my favorite part that I saw was the Suicide Squad stuff. I think James Gunn's going to pull off a miracle over there. I really do. But Brad was talking about, let's show this again. So Hasbro Pulse is having a virtual event September 25 and 26. And basically, Brad, if you're still watching, so they're going to be dropping a lot of their exclusives, their summer exclusives on that date is what I'm thinking, which is very cool. And Brad said everyone held out from San Diego Comic-Con virtual weekend, and they're doing their own events right now. So I was a fan of San Diego Comic-Con virtual weekend, but I do know that a lot of people are having their own thing. And Brad goes, it's going to feature all the biggest toy brands like Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Ghostbusters, Power Rangers, etc. That's pretty cool.
Hasbro has enough of licensing that they can do something like that. I mean, Hasbro has licensing for all of the major stuff.
So that's pretty cool. Hey, Brad, if you can keep us abreast in that, I'd like to post about that, and like we'll talk about that. I know that Hasbro, they have a lot of all the stuff that he's saying there. That's pretty cool.
Thanks, Brad. Thank you.
Brad.
Thank
I'm
you.
just glad to have Brad back on the show. We haven't had a live show in a long time, and Brad was always basically the fourth or fifth
Brad's our number one fan. He's our number one fan.
He's the number one fan. He's more like a participant. Wait. And he says the Hasbro booth is always the hardest to get into line every year. So yeah, they can pull off their own event. I agree. Them and Funko, those are the cluster Funko, like we used to call it. So
and that's been having a lot of online stuff too. So
Brad's not our number one fan. He's the heckler.
Wake Ben up, he looks stoned.
So we are going to kind of try to. Usually, when you're having one of these things, once you hit an hour, people start tuning out, like they are. So we're not going to stay much longer here. But
where's Ryan?
I know I wanted Ryan to be here to talk Star Wars. What did you guys hear the big Star Wars news today?
Yes.
Which is
Mandalorian Season 2 premieres October 30th.
Yes, that's awesome.
Wah,
Trick or treat.
What happened? Oh, Mandalorian. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, Ben's got the soundtrack down fast.
What
is this? What does this mean?
Brad, I did not see that. I did not see that.
I'm not a fan of this video showing the Sabrina Spellman house being torn down. Creator Robert, I can't say his name.
So,
okay.
Aguar, I think it's Aguar.
The Netflix show?
Sakasa. Yeah, the Netflix show, because it got canceled. Yeah, it got canceled. So
that's
he
right.
posted a video. I didn't see the video, but it got canceled. The next part of the season that airs is the last. They're not going to be coming back. They announced that a couple months ago, I think. But yeah, I'm pretty sad about it. I really enjoy the show. So, but no, I need to stop with the Instagram with the CW, because Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles are just pulling at my heartstrings this week with all of their posts about it being filming the final episode of Supernatural. And I'm just I'm going to be an emotional wreck like I was at Comic-Con. So, and this is just them filming the finale. They have this, once they are done with this episode, it is done. And Jensen posted a video saying every single episode that they have filmed in the 14 seasons that they've had of the show, it's always said to be continued. And then he's like, but this script said the end. And I was just like,
I know. That's a biggie. That's a biggie.
Yeah. So I'm trying to not get hit too much in the feels with Instagram posts about shows ending.
Is this true? Netflix has canceled 16 shows in the last month. This is what Brad's saying.
Brad, say it ain't so.
That's a heavy dose.
I know that they did announce that Stranger Things is not going to end as soon as everybody thought it would. So that's a silver lining.
Well, they need something if they're canceling 16 shows. Well, that is a silver lining, because they were supposed to do 4 seasons of that. Next year
and they announced it's not. It's going to be just 4
because
seasons.
They've already done 3 seasons, right?
Yeah, they're saying they're doing at least 5.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if, the pandemic and everything is giving people time to write and little else. So, hey, is there anything? Okay, besides the start, if you want to go to our go to theconguy.com, there's also a cool video that they posted of the behind the scenes of Vader Immortal, which is very cool online. It's a video game that's out. Hey, Katie, is there any cool video game stuff that you've been doing recently? We are going to wrap up here in just a second, but we don't hit video games enough. And while we do this, I've asked Katie, and Ben, you do video games some as well, right?
A little bit.
So the biggest
Katie,
things.
I want some more new video games.
The biggest thing going on right now is the Avengers Marvel beta testing. I have personally not played it. I've heard mixed reviews on it. I've heard some people say it's awesome. I've heard some people say that they're just not into it. If I do play it, I'll try to post a little thing about it. And the new season of Fortnite launched, which is completely Marvel. And it's been getting I've been hearing very good things. I watched some of a stream of it. It's a little bit different looking than a normal season of Fortnite would be. So I've heard it's also a little bit easier to play if you are newer to the Fortnite world or get just really overwhelmed like I do. So there's just a lot of Marvel in video games right now. And then, but I think a lot of people are just gearing up for PlayStation 5 and the Xbox releases that are coming out. So
is that this Christmas?
Yes.
That's the idea.
That's
Yes.
cool. Hey, the thing that was interesting with the Marvel beta test is the biggest, most attended, or whatever you call it, the more people have taken part in that beta test than any other beta test in history. It's the biggest one ever.
Yeah, and Fall Guys, it has been the most downloaded game on the PlayStation 4 online PlayStation Store.
Ooh, are you serious?
Because it's free.
Okay, I'm gonna look and make sure there's No, we talked
From
about that.
what I heard, it's the most downloaded game. So, and it's addicting as hell.
By the way, if you have not had a chance to check out our Sean Clark King of Halloween.
Then if it is Brad, then I am good because I've already had 4. So
What if pumpkin spice is the cure for COVID? And he's the sober one. Yes, I agree that.
and all the basic white girls are totally safe.
No, pumpkin Kit Kats is the cure.
I was reading something that was like, in ancient like paganism, nutmeg and cinnamon, and what's the other one that's in pumpkin spice? There's one more.
Kahlua?
Not Kahlua. Anyway, but it was like nutmeg, cinnamon, and the spices that make up traditional pumpkin spice were in ancient pagan traditions known as herbs that would repel evil spirits. So what does that tell you about people who hate pumpkin spice?
They're evil.
Exactly.
By the way,
Halloween. Yeah.
you guys look at my face on the wall.
Oh my gosh, your mom's still watching, Jim. Look at this.
Your mom's watching,
Cloves.
she said
That's
it's
what
cloves.
it is.
Yeah.
Mary.
Yes.
Mom, it's after
Ask the
midnight.
audience.
What are you doing up? My mom is like, this is when I learned that I know that my mom's a late night person. Like when I go home and we look through, she loves to stay up late. She loves to look through old photos. That's her favorite thing. But 3 years ago, when the Cubs were in the race for the World Series, I was watching out there. She was watching there. We were texting each other every 30 seconds. And my mom was the world's best play-by-play announcer for the Cubs. That was an amazing thing. And like my poor dad, he's the big Cubs fan. He had to go to bed to get up for work the next morning. My mom, I remember the night that the Cubs won the World Series. I was crying and jumping. My dad had to go to bed. So what did mom do? She wrote out a play-by-play and taped it to the mirror where my dad got up to shave in the morning. The play-by-play of the Cubs winning.
Nice.
Isn't that great?
You don't wake up. The Cubs won. The Cubs won.
Yeah, me and Luke got in a fight because the Cubs were winning and his Ohio State didn't fare so well that year. But anyways, let's not go into that. Hey,
Well, that's not the kind of conversation we're gonna have on this.
how about we end this way? Because we do have to end. It's getting late. You guys, tell me, before we talk about Bill and Ted, is there anything else we want to talk about before Bill and Ted, before we get off tonight and let people go back to their lives?
Where's Ryan?
I know. I'm going to text him.
He texted me. I think he's going to some version of Tenet. Somehow he's seeing Tenet, I think, tonight.
He's seeing Tenet? Oh, he's going to the drive-in. No, wait. Tenet's not doing drive-ins, right?
No, so as far as I know, okay, from what I've heard, Tenet is not going to drive-ins in LA because the theaters are not open. It does not want to be in only drive-ins. So
I know it's getting San
states
Diego.
and cities and states that do have theaters open will also have Tenet at drive-ins. But since our theaters in LA are not open, you can't see it in the drive-thru because it won't be offered, from what I have heard, unless they've changed their mind because they're realizing they're going to lose out a lot of the money. But
It seems strange.
They don't want it to be-
low-key before the Tenet thing. I don't know if I was supposed to say that. So whatever he did is
Wait.
don't tell anybody. He did say low key. So
But
I might have done something bad here.
Well, really low key. Can we just have Brad said he watched the virtual premiere of Ridley Scott's new HBO Max show, Raised by Wolves. Oh, I've read about that last night, and it's insane. Sci-fi alien fans are going to love this new show. Hey, Brad,
Nice.
if people want to follow you, put your information down there so we can post it up so people can follow you, because Brad keeps on top of a lot of this stuff. By the way, if you don't know who Brad is, he is he's an actor and a celebrity photographer, and he has a cool campaign to help raise awareness of arts in schools. And
Yes.
it's Dream Loud. And I think his official website is Dream Loud Official, but his Instagram is where you can find most of the
Bradley 206.
Yeah, start that GoFundMe already, Bradley 206.
I know, and we're trying. And Brad needs to start. By the way, guys, if you want to give money towards a campaign, we need to get Brad's campaign going here to get arts in schools, because we know that schools are suffering for lack of arts. They really are. I mean, everything's being cut, especially right now. What are they doing arts-wise with nobody in school right now? But anyways, real quick, last two things. Katie, tell us about New Mutants before we head out, and then we're going to end on Bill and Ted.
Oh, what about it? If it was good, if it was bad?
Tell us what's your general thoughts. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, so it was my first drive-in, but at the Rose Bowl. I saw it at the Rose Bowl.
Oh, you went to the Rose Bowl.
$40 per car. Yeah, $40 per car. Everything, all the food and beverage, you order it on your phone and you go pick it up at the food truck or at the concessions. And then you can listen either on your car radio or on the Wi-Fi that they have at the Rose Bowl to listen to the audio for the movie. I did the one over Wi-Fi because I did not want to have to continue turning my car on to make sure it didn't die. So I did it that way. But
I'm so sorry. Look who's
I know, I saw. Welcome, Steven.
Steven, good to see you. All right, Katie, keep going.
It was not terrible, but it was definitely not good. It was also not the worst of the X-Men movies.
That's the low bar.
I think. Here's what I think. I honestly think that it has the potential to become. I think it's going to become one of those cult classics that people just. It's terrible, but they watch it because it's terrible. The only unfortunate thing is that it's not meant to be the way it is. It just kind of fell flat. There's some good moments, but if you are anyone into voice acting, so Ben, the accents are real bad. They're real bad. And it made their acting suffer a little bit for it, because I genuinely think Maisie Williams is a great actress, but her and the guy from Stranger Things, but their accents were all over the place. But
what kind of accents were
pretty awesome moments. The guy from Stranger Things had a Kentucky accent, and it was changing throughout the show and was also really bad. And then Maisie, I believe Maisie was supposed to be Irish or some other European dialect. And then there is the Russian. The other character's Russian. So, and I think because they were focusing so much on their accents, it kind of suffered on their acting part a little bit because they were so focused on their accents. But that aside, it was still okay. It's only an hour and a half, and I thought I was there for 2 hours.
Well, here's the deal. It was really cool. I attended the press conference for the film. It was an online press conference. It was cool to hear everybody talk about it. The press conference was occurring 3 years after they filmed the film.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't know.
That was just funny how you're like pouring something and you're like,
yeah, I'm pouring some orange juice, Mom. So it was really interesting to hear, like, Maisie Williams, she was filming while she was still part of Game of Thrones, which is interesting. Yes. And her co-star, who was it that played Dany? I forget her name, but she was super nervous. This was her remember her name. This was her very first big screen premiere. She was in the originals on the CW, and she was so nervous. But her and Maisie became like the best of friends, and it's kind of made the shoot just kind of worth it. But it's kind of an interesting idea. The whole idea of the movie was the terrors of being an outcast as a teenager. And I kind of appreciate it a little bit for that. Like, I'm going to see it. And we kind of have all known that it's not going to be, this great big giant MCU universe movie. And it's really, Katie, it's not part of the MCU or the Marvel universe. It kind of is like a side. It's a tributary of the main river, right?
And yeah, I think that's another reason why it's kind of in the middle ground, because it's not an X-Men movie, but it's also not an MCU movie. You can tell that it had a lot of bad luck. You can tell that there are certain things that if you had 3 years to release this movie, why did you not work on a couple of the things and do some other things with it? That's, I think, the biggest thing that I took away from it. But, you know, the fact that it even came out is a miracle for them, because I think all of us didn't think it would ever come out. So,
and it did good business at the box in mainly drive-in theater, $7 million.
$7 million. It was the number one at $7 million. That just tells you what kind of times it is. Because the top nine, the ninth film on there made $1,000 this weekend.
But remember, and our friend Carrie, who's on the show with us, Carrie Lane, she was part of a film this year called
Followed.
And it was the number one film for 2 or 3 weeks, and it was making much less than that. It's the COVID was good for independent films, you know.
Yes.
And I think that drive-in theaters, which is something I grew up on. Mom, if you're still watching, thank you so much for taking me to the Robin Drive-In Theater my entire childhood.
We need a close-up for this one. Jeez.
Mom, thank you for taking me to the Robin Drive-In Theater, you and Dad. Like, I remember during the summers of childhood, you can always tell we were going to go to the movie theater when you walk into the kitchen and Dad and Mom are cooking a great big grocery bag full of popcorn, because we weren't going to go waste money on that stupid the concession stand. It was great. I loved it. We used to go with my cousins, my aunt, Uncle Ronnie, and Aunt Eloise. We'd all meet out there, see the movie. And that's where I first saw Jaws, first saw Star Wars, first saw a bunch of films. It was fantastic. Nice. So anyways, that being said.
So you get out of the trash? Is that what you're saying?
For $5. So go ahead, Katie.
I do have to head out, guys. Okay. So if you guys want to do the Bill and Ted part, you can. I haven't seen it anyway. So, but I do need to head out and do some stuff. So, but it was nice. Thanks everybody who tuned in. I will catch you guys later.
Katie, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, and we're going to end on Bill and Ted. Bill, wait.
Whoa.
Brad, Ishtar and Waterworld would be hits right now. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I don't know about Ishtar. But anyways,
you guys see the meme the other day that was like, man, between the ice caps melting and the post office being under attack, I think we all owe Kevin Costner an apology.
Oh yeah.
So Waterworld and the Postman, for those of you who didn't.
Yeah.
I got it.
Ben, did you see Bill and Ted?
I did. We got it video on demand and we watched it this last weekend.
I want to know your opinion.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. We discussed it a little in our podcast with
Sean Clark.
I wanted to call him Steven for some reason. I was like, that's not his name.
Did you finish it after I went to sleep?
What?
Did you finish the poster?
Do we have a new guest?
Free.
Katie, come on in.
Hi.
It's my wife.
Look who's here. Yeah.
This is my wife.
We're talking about Bill and Ted. What's your review?
We're talking about Bill and Ted right now.
Oh, it was super fun.
Yeah, tell us about it.
I mean, it's basically just like any other Bill and Ted movie, except they're older and now they have daughters, and their daughters are like, "Whoa, dads!" And yeah, it was great.
I did agree with
We
Sean.
need more Brianna on the podcast.
I did agree with Sean a little bit on the podcast the other day, where he said that Keanu almost seemed like he forgot how to play the character. Like he was just kind of like being like, oh, okay. You know, like there was so much more of a wonderment and an animation to the character when he played him in the first two films that
resilience. Yeah.
Look, Ted Theodore Logan's seen some shit, okay?
Yeah. You've been in a knife fight? Whoa.
But I'll tell you, probably my favorite part of the film was Anthony Carrigan as Dennis Caleb McCoy, the assassin robot.
Great. So sad.
First of all, Anthony Carrigan's one of my favorite comedy actors right now because he's got the chops. He can do drama and comedy. But if you watched Gotham on Fox, he played Victor Zsasz on Gotham. He's also been on The Flash, I think. He was in Barry. He's an incredible actor. He has the condition where he doesn't grow hair, So he's completely like doesn't have eyebrows, completely bald, and he just uses it's not like he just uses that as part of his character. Of course, he was under makeup in this movie, but
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a condition. I thought that was part of his character. Wow,
that's what he looks like in real life, Jim.
Yeah. Good for him. That's awesome. Hey, what? By the way, about Bill and Ted. No, here we go. Brad said that Bill and Ted 4 is coming now. It's been.
I'll take it. It's like
you heard it first.
Okay.
Like
we gotta say hello. Hello, Summer. It stars with the worst film ever made. Waterworld is always watch if you're flipping channels and it's on. Summer, she's a new friend of ours. She's been meeting us at Casa Vega lately. That's the right Summer, right? I'm really bad.
Yes, it is. we're new Facebook friends. That's definitely her.
What?
that's the right Summer, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She's the only Summer I know. So, hey, Summer, it's awesome to see you tonight. That's awesome. But look, so we're gonna end on Bill and Ted. Luke, what did you think of Bill and Ted, real quick, before we end tonight? Because it's getting late.
I'm glad it happened. It was fun, but I don't know. Like I kind of wanted more of the late 80s, early 90s, like nostalgia kind of a thing, to them kind of pull a little more on that, or like, whoa, what's the music from our past? Like what like inspired us? Like, let's use that, like it felt like there was like several different journeys and things that it was just a little too ADD all over the place, like trying to put too many time traveling characters, in my opinion. But like, cause I kind of like wonder, like, if you have a father like that, that's kind of like, whoa, and I still act like this at my age now. Like I almost wanted his daughters to be kind of like more like different, and they got to like win the hearts of their daughters versus them kind of just being kind of just like them. Like, I think it would have been bigger to have them be different, and they got to win the hearts of their daughters. And then maybe their daughters go off and do this big thing, or I don't go on a journey or whatever it is. But I don't know. Like, I felt like it played too many characters the same way, but I'm glad it was made. It was still fun, but I still don't see why it made Kevin Smith cry.
I agree. You know what? It
put too much expectation in me, and he's like, it made me cry. Like, it was the best movie he's ever seen. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna just like blow me away. And then I made the mistake of going to a movie with high expectations, and then, but I'll probably look at more the second time. I'll say that.
I'll watch it a second time. I watched it late at night, and it was kind of late, and I was nodding off. But it was interesting that in the second movie, Bill and Ted had sons that they had on their backs, and then in the third movie, they returned as daughters, and they explained it as, how did they explain it away? Like, we pretended like they were boys or something like that. I forgot what that was. I was like, oh, okay. That was weird writing. You guys did realize the one daughter was Samara Weaver from Ready or Not. Yeah.
I did. Like, Brad, I told Jim like halfway through, and I don't even.
Wait. Brad just made a comment for those just listening on audio. You guys did realize the one daughter was Samara Weaving from Ready or Not that we saw in the theater. Yeah, I didn't realize it. But
what are theaters?
Yeah, those things that used to be open. But the girl, she looks a lot like Margot Robbie. Remember, we thought it at first was Margot Robbie in the movie Ready or Not, about the woman who gets married, and the night of her wedding, she has to kill everybody because they want her dead or something like that. I don't know what that means. Maybe he was cutting onions in his pockets. Summer, I miss you. We got to get back to Casa Vega.
I do want to point out, Adam Briggs helped me out. Alopecia is the name of the condition that Anthony Kerrigan has.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
We can all support by shaving our eyebrows.
And Adam is suggesting that perhaps Kevin Smith was not as much a fan as he purports to be. So I dislike when people in the business say great things about films because they feel like they have to, or they were paid to.
But Bill and Ted was a big inspiration for Jay and Silent Bob, and had such a big impact. So it was so nostalgic for him just to see them doing a movie again, because it's like he made films kind of after the fact, and then to see them come again, it was like one of his favorite movies ever. So it had a special place in his heart.
Adam, we're not going to post that comment. So my one comment is that no, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. The first film is so simple and clean and fun. The third movie was kind of fun and bumbling, but it had three journeys, 3 storylines going on at the same time, and because it was late and I was nodding off, I was having a hard time follow. And when they explained everything at the end and I don't want to ruin the end of the movie for you. Copy that.
Well, was he just saying like she was on a TV show or
what?
What were you?
No, Smilf was a TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was
you made like a big deal out of nothing. Like you thought this was like a put down or something. Come on.
Okay, I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry. I thought
I don't know what those kids are doing on the TikTok.
I think that's like a MILF kind of comment or something. Have you heard of a SMILF?
Like, what is SMILF? I know what MILF is. What's the S? Just what's the S?
Single.
Okay.
Oh, is that it?
All right. Nice. So, anyways, I'm going to give Bill and Ted a second look because, guys, I bought it. I bought the movie because it was only $4 more than renting it.
He couldn't stay awake, so he had to watch it like Clockwork Orange the first time with his eyes held open by people to like, Jim, stay awake. Like,
I've always got to watch the movie a couple of times. Hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is our first ever live chat broadcast. I'm so glad Brianna's here tonight. We need more Brianna on the show. I tell you what.
Brianna.
Okay.
Brianna.
Hey,
Con Couple.
Brianna, I'm so sorry.
Con Couple. Switch that name.
Or just Bree. Bree is easiest.
Yeah, that is Bree is the easiest. It's just always good to have you on the show. We were talking about how good of a party you threw for Ben's birthday. That was great. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, follow us here on theconguy.com. Thank you to the hashtag show for hosting us. Thank you to everybody over there. Junior, Felix, you are one of the best guys. Thank you for supporting us. If you did not have a chance yet, please check out our Jaws Kevin Pike interview, which dropped on Monday. Check out our Sean Clark interview, which dropped yesterday. And then coming up this week, remind me again, Luke, what's coming up on Thursday, tomorrow?
Let's talk Jaws live, talking Jaws with them.
Okay.
Oh, look at that dog. Oh, look at the doggy.
All right, Cheeseman, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at CheeseOnCouch and also on theconguy.com. And I will say, like, I think Ben's about to lap me on a beard. Like, he shaved down to nothing, and then I had a beard, and he had nothing, and now he's got, like, a longer beard than I have. So it's like Captain America, like, on your left with his beard. Like, his beard just keeps lapping me somehow.
I'm going to shave it off again tomorrow.
Yeah, and then he's going to beat me again. Yeah.
I'm going to let Ben close this out. So I'm going to say you can just follow me on The Con Guy. Follow me on Twitter at JimFryLA. Follow me on Instagram at JamesDFry. Also, we are going to try to do this again next week, probably Wednesday-ish. But after that, we are trying to move this show to Mondays, guys. So it's just because we don't want to have to be on every night of the week. So hopefully, please subscribe. Subscribe to the show. Subscribe to the notifications. And we hope that you guys have had a good time tonight. Ben, where can people find you and take us out?
Hey, everybody. I'm going to take you out. This is where you can find me at BENKLIEWER on Twitter and Instagram. And come give me a follow and a like and all the good things. Thank you again to that hashtag show network for hosting us. They are so gracious and wonderful. This has been the Con Guy / the Scare Guy happy hour, talk back, whatever, casual drinking session. As always, brought to you by Neft Vodka, reminding you to please drink responsibly. It's the most fun type of drinking. And of course, from my family, Brianna, Kylie, and myself, and everybody here at the Con Guy, and Katie, who had to log off earlier, have a good one, be safe, and good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh no, I got it. Okay.
Old school logo, bye, bye, bye.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Old school, new school.
Hi, Kylie. Good night, Kylie.
All right, I'm going to go back and watch Neverending Story
Still
too.
rolling, what?